blue, the metallic blue. So I'm just putting a little moisture on the metallic blue, taking a high density sponge, soaking up some of that blue paint. But you don't want your sponge too wet because you don't want the paint to run. So I am going to take this and I'm going to place it sort of right below my eye so that this part right here goes underneath my eyelid, not quite at my cheek. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to press it against my skin, and then I'm going to stipple that metallic blue paint on. To get that tribal pattern. When I peel it away, the pattern is right there, which I really like. Now, what I'm thinking is I'm going to take my 3/4 inch square brush and, oh, there it is. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to load it with some purple paint and some red paint and some dark blue paint that I have on this Tag Pearl Split Cake. There's a lot of colors on here. And the colors at the end are sort of like a magenta and a dark purple and a dark blue. So I'm going to take those. And hopefully the young gentleman, because it's Valentine's Day, won't mind the metallic magenta too much. If they do, you can offer them a different color. It's really not a big deal. And I'm going to make a heart right here. I'm going to make it sort of right in the corner so you can still see a lot of this cool pattern and it doesn't cover too much up. So just make a heart. It's a little bit more like cheek art. Fill it in. If it's not perfect, that's okay. We're gonna trace it a little bit in a moment. So then we've got a heart right there. And you can even it out just by going over it and bringing things out a little wider if you feel the need. I like how it's got a lot of blended tones in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sort of make like stitches around it, or you could make vines or barbed wire, whatever you'd like. I'm going to be using a #1 liner brush to do this. Like that. So alternating lines. Then make little X's on top. Just tiny ones. You get tinier as you go from one edge to the center. They start bigger. They get a little smaller as they come to the middle. There we go, like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trace over it. Tracing over the black. Like that. And if you wanted to, if you had the time, you could take your liner brush and you could even go into your tribal and you can shadow things. So you've got those sort of tribal elements to it in your heart. And now we're just going to sort of add, I know it sounds weird, bleeding heart, but we're going to add a little bit of blood to it. And one of my favorite shades to use for that is actually in this hot Prisma cake when I am using something to make sort of like a fake blood looking thing. That red and black line that's right next to each other is absolutely fantastic for that. So I'm going to use my same little brush. I'm just going to grab some of that paint from this cake. And I'm going to make just a little bit of, you know, blood dribbling off of those stitches on our heart. And you can make some dripping off the bottom. All right, there it is, a simple Valentine's Day face painting that is great for a boy or, you know, a tough girl if you've got one in your world when you're face painting. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. On behalf of myself, Barry Meadow, and facepaintingtips.com, have a wonderful Valentine's Day.